So I really wanted that win. I really wanted to beat the Detroit Lions. Can't say anything else about that. I really wanted that win. The New York Giants lose to the Detroit Lions 31-18 in a massive butt whooping. Behind the shed type butt whooping. Now, with all the bad, the ugly that went on in this game, there are some bright spots as well. And I'll get into that really quickly. This is just going to be a quick reaction to this game. And again, the Giants lose to the Detroit Lions 31-18. The Giants did not look good on offense. Offensive line play was poor. The running game was poor. Things I thought the Detroit Lions weren't able to do, they did, which was stop the run. Barkley had a long day, and after a while, they took him out and just kept Breda in there. Understandably so. You need to save him for that Dallas game. You know what I mean? Especially with the injuries going on. But let's start off with just Adoree Jackson. We lose Adoree Jackson, knee injury on a punt return. And this is the exact reason why I didn't want Adoree Jackson back there returning punts. And I went back and forth with a couple of people. But this is why you don't do that. So now he's gone. We don't know how long he's going to be gone for. I'm seeing early reports 3 to 5 weeks. That's the season right there. That could be the season right there for Adoree Jackson. Now, how do you make up for Adoree Jackson? You can't. Some guys can play the role. Some guys can try to fill in, but it's not going to be Adoree Jackson. The guy is a starting cornerback. He's now gone. Moreau also gone. Rib injury. Don't know what's going on with that. So a lot of injuries just happened. Wan'Dale Robinson, another injury. Was having a great game so far. Not a great game, but a good game. But he goes down with the knee, and that looks bad for him. That looks really, really bad for him. But again, just getting into the bad and starting from the first quarter, defense got to get off the field on third down. That's pretty much cut and dry. You got to get off the field on third down. You get them in third and long, and you give up a big play. And, you continue that drive. That can't happen. The defense has to get off the field. So you see that. Another thing, penalties. Offensive line formation penalties, covering up the tight end penalties, illegal man downfield penalties. That's stuff that you could clean up with coaching. That shouldn't be happening right now this far into the season. So we got to clean those things up, man. The penalties, we're killing ourselves with these penalties. Now, Detroit did exactly what Detroit does. They are a high-scoring offense. We held them a couple of times, but outside of that, they were getting things done. As soon as you did not pressure Jared Goff, he was able to make plays downfield because, if you give a guy 4, 5, 6 seconds to throw the ball, he's going to find somebody eventually. And that's what Goff was doing. They schemed up a lot of plays, crossing routes. They exposed some of that zone. A lot of those trailing plays, you got a linebacker on a wide receiver trying to run across the field with them. That's not going to happen. But still, a lot of plays on field when you need to get pressure to that quarterback, and you stay in your soft zone, not even a soft zone, but you stay in your zone, a little bit of man-to-man, and you get beat. And you can't let that happen. When you get a guy like Jared Goff, you have to pressure him, because when you did pressure him, you saw we were able to get that offense off the field. So, second half, they had the momentum going into halftime. Second half, they drive right down the field on the score touchdown. That's where the game was like, okay, well, here it is. They're letting us know that this is going to be this type of game, and all the Giants can do is we can't run the ball anymore. Now we got to throw the ball. So now for all the people that were talking about Daniel Jones, not being able to throw the ball, he threw the ball a lot this game. He did also have, 2 interceptions. So that's the good and the bad to Daniel Jones throwing the ball a lot. But I will say this, there were some throws made this game that you got to look at. So he made some really, really good throws this game. He also had the 2 interceptions. One interception was just a great play by Hutchinson, the defensive end. And, Daniel Jones didn't see him. Slayton was open, but Jones didn't see Hutchinson back there. Good interception by him. Maybe he put a little bit more air on that pass, gets it over his head. I think if he saw Hutchinson, he probably would have put a little bit of air on it, get right over him and into Slayton, but it didn't happen. And then the other one, was a 4th down. We're in 4 down territory. You're trying to make a play. He throws an interception there. But after that, man, even when we thought the game was over, this is before they scored that last touchdown. You saw Daniel Jones make some throws. You saw Kenny Golladay get some receptions. You saw Isaiah Hodgins make some catches. Wan'Dale Robinson playing important roles too, man. These guys were all over the field making plays, running deep routes. So here's the thing, Kafka. It ain't all about Barkley, man. Switch some of those things up, add some guys in there, and get the job done, because you can see that Daniel Jones can make some throws, scheme that stuff open. It ain't all about the jumbo sets all the time. I saw that today. That's the only thing good I take from this game, is that you saw Daniel Jones throw the ball, and not all those passes were in garbage time. I remember seeing it right before I hopped on here. People are saying, "Oh, yeah, he threw for 300 yards, but the yards were in garbage time." That's not even true. You know, about 75 of those yards were in garbage time. 75 of those yards were in garbage time. He got the last touchdown pass to Richie James. That could possibly be garbage time. But outside of that, you saw Daniel Jones throw the ball because we had no running game at all. So we had to get all those yards somehow, and they all weren't in the fourth quarter. Weren't all in the fourth quarter. But again, a horrible loss for the New York Giants. We got to turn around and play Dallas. Now we're dealing with a bunch of injuries added on to what happened before. And what do we do now? So now we're in a spot. It's really, really gut check time now. And what are the Giants going to do? How are we going to answer the bell on Thursday, Thanksgiving, against the Dallas Cowboys? We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Again, I'm not scared of anybody. This team, you can't win them all. We knew these losses were going to come from somewhere. It just happened to be Detroit on today. So outside of that, I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dad Schno's Big Blue Nation. We lost one, but it's still, let's go.